We're flying low over U.S. Highway 97, about 30 miles south of Bend, Oregon. 97 is Central Oregon's main north-south corridor, and here at a place called Wickiup Junction is the last place a rail line cuts right across the highway.
Right now, folks, including school buses, have to stop at the railroad crossing, which can cause an unsafe backup and possibly rear-end crashes.
Della Mosier is an engineer with the Oregon Department of Transportation. To solve that safety issue, Della and the folks at ODOT planned and started to build a bridge to carry Highway 97 traffic right over the tracks. By late 2016, the project was three-quarters finished. By the spring of 2017, they were ready to start up work again. They measured the height of the earthen ramps leading up to the bridge, as soil tends to settle some in the first year. Then came back in May and measured again. The results were shocking.
In this case, what we saw was between March and May, the settlement not only wasn't slowing down, but it appeared to be speeding up, which was a red flag concern for us.
So we came out in the springtime with 2 drill crews.
Geologist Emerald Shirley describes what happened next. Crews took soil samples from way underground to as deep as 280 feet and sent the samples to some certified experts.
Hey Toby, can you get me a boring 08U3 Shelby tube?
No problem. Anna Cassidy and Tovey Brown work for Cornforth Consultants of Beaverton, experts in landslides and the science of soil. They performed some preliminary tests in the lab to see what the soil under Wickiup Junction had in it. But it wasn't until they sent the samples for X-ray diffraction analysis and electron microscopy that the answer became clear. Darren Beckstrand is a senior associate geologist with Cornforth.
Yeah, so we took a look at what was there, found that there were diatoms.
That's right, diatoms, microscopic one-celled algae. To find out how the diatoms, or more accurately, their silica skeletons, got to Wickiup Junction, you have to travel 10,000 years in the past. The nearby Newberry volcano dammed up the Deschutes River, creating a lake. Diatoms lived on the surface of that lake, and as they died, they settled to the bottom in what became a layer up to 200 feet thick. On top of that layer, ash formed a crust another 50 feet thick. But when crews placed many tons of earth on top of that crust, it started to give away as the diatoms crushed and reordered themselves. This is what we're talking about, diatoms. This is diatomaceous earth. And engineers say no matter what you try to do, you can't put a structure like this over something like this. In other words, you have a bridge that will keep sinking over the years with no clearly understood way to keep it level and at the right elevation. Could ODOT have known? Apparently not.
There's not a lot of information on it. There's not a lot of large construction in these types of materials in the U.S.
So what now? Nearly $13 million has been spent on the project. Soon, crews will have to start dismantling the bridge as it twists and settles so they can reuse some of the materials on other projects. The Oregon Transportation Commission will decide what happens to Wickiup in the long term. But
I think we need to continue to ask ourselves, what else could we have done, if anything?
Matthew Garrett, director of the Oregon Department of Transportation, has asked a panel of national experts to assist ODOT engineers in bettering practice and protocol.
Things happen. I want to make sure, given a situation like that, that we know what we need to do so we don't have another experience like we're seeing out at Wickiup here.
Meanwhile, deep underground at Wickiup Junction, ancient skeletons continue to stymie the best of modern-day engineering. I'm Tom Fuller reporting.